If you're like most Americans, the first thing that you think of before you even get out of bed in the morning is grabbing that cup of coffee. It is the one thing that you depend on to get your source of energy to last throughout the day. Maybe you have a cup or 2 cups or just a few, whatever it takes to get your energy to last you throughout the day. And I'm sure that if you do this, you've also heard of how bad coffee is for you and how it can be addictive, just like drugs or alcohol or even just smoking a cigarette. It's been known to have this bad name, and there are actually many things that, with the help of research, we can discover that coffee is actually good for and a natural way to improve our lives. The first thing, usually we consume coffee, and that's the most common way that we think of it. So there are some health benefits that we should think of before ruling it out. And according to WebMD.com, it can lower the risk of a lot of illnesses like type 2 diabetes. According to this website, they say there's a 7% drop in the odds of having type 2 diabetes for every cup of coffee you consume daily. So that is a great rate, and it just continues. If you have 2 cups, you lower it by 14%, and so on. And this is because coffee has minerals like magnesium and chromium that help the body use insulin. And this just keeps our body more filtered and regulated so that we can have a natural system going inside. Also, this website says that there are other illnesses that it lowers the risk of, like heart disease, and as we mentioned, type 2 diabetes, headache, and many more. Now, if you're not into using coffee internally by drinking it, you can also use it for cosmetic uses. And the first thing that we are going to talk about is how you can use it if your hair is feeling kind of dull and you just don't feel very good about it. You can actually use coffee grounds in your hair. You just rub them in after a shower, maybe outside so you don't clog your drain, and just kind of rub them in after your shower while your hair is still wet and rinse them out. And it actually improves the shine and texture of your hair. It makes it look more healthy. And if you have any gray hairs in there, it naturally blends in that color to conceal the color of the grays. According to the caffeineinformer.com, it can also improve the loss of hair. It replaces the hormone DHT, which is responsible for hair loss. And in a study by this website, they found that they revealed these hair follicles to caffeine, and within 8 days they showed growth improvement. So they're working on studies that prove that caffeine can reverse hair loss, so that is awesome. And if you aren't into consuming it or using it on your hair or anything, you can also use it just around your house. Coffee is great for concealing any damage in your furniture, wood furniture that you have that has like a nick or a scratch in it that you just want to cover up or hide the color of the scratch that you have. You can soak some coffee grounds in some water, and you just dip a cotton swab in it and wipe it on the area that you have that's miscolored from a scratch or any damage that you have, and it blends in that color. Or if you have a completely new piece of furniture and you just want to use a natural organic stain, you can use it all over as an entire stain, and it's a great organic way to get a nice color on your furniture. Or if you have any funky smells around your house, like maybe your refrigerator smells a little weird, or if you have cats that use litter box, maybe they don't smell too good and you need to use a deodorizer. And instead of turning to chemicals that are harmful to our pets and our food that we consume in ourselves, maybe you turn to coffee as a natural remedy for this. You just put coffee into a mason jar or any container that you have that you think won't tip over or spill, and you place it in the back of your refrigerator just like you would any other chemical substance to deodorize, and it naturally conceals the smell and it gets rid of all of those odors naturally. So that is really great. So before anyone talks you into getting rid of this bad substance in your life, make sure that you know and do your research of all of the ways that coffee can be helpful to us. And it's an organic way that we can live better and improve our lives.